Good morning, friends, and welcome back to my channel. I got an early start this morning tending to all the animals so that I could spend the afternoon in my kitchen. Well, it's still too early to start seeds in my greenhouse or plant in my garden, which is just a few weeks away. I'm restocking my pantry with canned goods. I discovered I'm out of 4 styles of beans on my pantry shelves, and today I will be making one of these, which is Borracho beans. Hi everyone, and welcome back. My name is Doris. I got a busy day in the kitchen today. I was making dinner last night, and I discovered that when I was making my stuffed poblano peppers for dinner last night, I didn't have any pre-made borracho beans, charro beans, or ranch style beans. So that's on my agenda now for this week. So today I'm going to concentrate on borracho beans, and then other videos coming up behind this will probably be my charro beans, my ranch style beans, and my imitation bush beans. So let's go ahead and get started on this video. So I started off the morning going through my pinto beans. I ended up putting a pound of pinto beans on the stove for the day. I sifted through all of them to find the rocks and the bad beans. And then I went ahead and put them on the stove and let them do a raging boil for 1 hour covered. And then I went ahead and let it simmer for another 30 minutes after that. For this recipe, you're going to need cumin, chili powder, onion powder, stewed tomatoes, cilantro, brown sugar, Mexican oregano, or oregano if you don't have Mexican oregano, kosher salt, minced garlic, 1 jalapeno, a half of a yellow or white onion, and a 12 ounce of beer of your choosing. And then you need 2 slices of bacon. Now that I got the beans drained, I went ahead and put the pot back on the stove, and I'm going to slice up these 2 pieces of bacon into tiny pieces, and then I'm going to put it back in the pot that I had originally boiled the beans into. And I'm just going to fry them up till they're just a little crispy golden pieces. While I've got the bacon cooking in the pot, I'm going to go ahead and dice up half of an onion, and then I'm going to seed and slice up 1 of the jalapenos. And then I'm going to remove the cooked bacon from the pot and set that to the side. We're going to go ahead and leave that bacon grease in there. Now we're going to add 4 tablespoons of minced garlic. And then we're going to add in the onions and the jalapenos. And we're going to saute that for about 3 to 4 minutes until the onions start to look translucent. Okay, now that your onions are translucent, you're going to put in 2 teaspoons of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of Mexican oregano, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, and you're going to stir that together. Now you're cooking this on low right now so you don't burn your herbs. You're going to add your al dente pinto beans. You're going to stir those seasonings into the beans. You're going to add your 8 ounces of stewed tomatoes. This is my jarred tomatoes, so I'm just going to dice up those tomatoes as I'm cooking it. add 12 ounces of beer. Just don't tell my husband I stole his beer. And then you're going to do 1 tablespoon of brown sugar and 1/4 cup of cilantro. And you're going to stir that up. And I'm just going to smash my cooked tomatoes. Add the rest of the bacon bits. And we're going to stir this up. We're going to let it cook for a couple of minutes, and then it should be ready for canning. Look how delicious that looks. Now with these beans are cooked halfway through. Now if you just wanted to serve these for dinner, then I would suggest that you put more liquid in here, and you're going to cook it on a boil for another 1.5 hours. But since this goes into my canner, the last thing I want to do is have squishy beans cooking for 75 minutes, because once I open that jar, it's just going to be paste. So it's not going to be a bean mixture anymore. So these are al dente, and they're going to go in the jar. For pinto beans, you only go halfway up your jar. You don't fill it 2/3 or all the way up, because they're going to swell some more because they're not done cooking. So we're going to add this in, and then once I'm done filling the jars halfway through, I'm going to use whatever liquid I have in the pan, and then the rest I'm going to do a chicken stock to fill the rest of the jars up before I put them in the pressure canner. So let's go ahead and get these going. So it looks like I'm going to have 7 jars of Borracho beans. So 1 pound of dried beans and some seasonings gives me 7 jars of Borracho beans. Okay, we have 4 cups of chicken bouillon. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that all the granules are blended in the bottom of this. And then we're going to start filling our jars. And you just want to fill it just to the neckline. You don't want to come up here, because you need room for the beans to swell up here, and they may take up a little room up here, and you don't want it pushing on the lid when it's in the pressure canner, because then you're just going to have a mess in your pressure canner. So all the way to the right at the ring. I think they call this shoulder. Some people call this shoulder, right up to there. It's always important that you wipe the mouth of your jars, because if you don't and you have anything on the ring, it's going to prevent your lid from sealing, and then you're just going to get spoilage. So always get in the habit of wiping the mouth of your jar. This video is to teach you not to be afraid to be in the kitchen. It's very simple, step-by-step instructions on how to do these things. But before long, you'll be making your own stuff and you won't be buying in the store anymore. But thank you for watching, and y'all have a good night. Thank you.